Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to IRL, International Racing League, the finale of the summer season with 4 drivers, decent drivers, 2 Germans, 2 Brits, fighting for that summer season title. They are Tim, Brandon, Can and Billy. Currently Tim is in the lead of the championship, so he's pretty confident to win this title, but Brand's got a mission to attack Tim. However, there is an interesting information about Billy. Billy's a bit nervous today, but I got to give the kid some credit. I believe he can have a good chance of winning his first title. So don't worry, mate. I know what it's like with that kind of feeling. You always get nervous, but you'll be fine. Some interesting news also. The constructors. The current gap between the Ferrari and the Toro Rosso Honda is 26 points difference, so the constructors is still open. So hopefully Bran and Cameron can get some decent points there, as I believe we'll be going soon. I just need to make sure all the audio is correct. Well, good evening, Tyler Thomas. Hello, Marcel, Bran, and Storm. It's good to see you in the stream. And yeah, Tyler, it's been a while since you've raced, I believe. I think it was last time you raced in IRL was 2018, I believe. It's good to see you on the stream. Also, interesting information about yesterday in the GT Sport League. If you didn't catch it, Fly High, as Jeremy did win his title in the GT Sport, so congratulations on that title win. And Jack Meir was the runner-up for that. Great solid drive from both drivers for the whole season. So we'll just wait on Jack, I believe. Jack Fox, where are you, Jack Fox? So we've got a lot of people supporting Brand today, and also we've got the Team Norway Racing esports team supporting Sondre and Tijonis. I know Sondre and Tijonis very capable of doing well at this track, so we'll wait and see what they can perform out today with the cars. As we'll just get ready. I wonder if there's going to be any calamities like in the centre corner, like Verstappen and Ocon. And if there's going to be a fight in the garage, as we're waiting for lights to get underway soon. My championship prediction actually is for Brandon actually to win the title. No offence to the other 3 drivers, they are very skilled, but I've got to give Brandon's used to being for a title fight. He's calm, he's relaxed, he knows what he's got to do, so I believe he can do something what I can't. So I always bottle, he doesn't. So we'll wait and see what Brand does today, and what Can and Billy and Tim do, see how they can perform. So hopefully the weather is going to be clear. But I believe it's dynamic, and I believe we are underway. I believe Jack did get in, as he is. He's in his Red Bull. As we can see, Jeremy and Lance are in the Mercedes, so we should see some competitive times today from both Americans. Hopefully Lance is still getting used to the game, so we'll just wait and see. Cameron, the constructor's still up to grabs, 26 point difference currently. So good luck. So we're going to get ready for the finale qualifying. I do agree there, Cameron. It has gone down to the wire. I believe this is the first time IRL's had a 4 Four drivers battling for a championship, and it is the summer season, it isn't the proper season, but it is the summer season. It's a championship nonetheless. So we'll just see what happens. As Lewis Marshall has commented on the stream. Oh, Lewis. Right. As people are now picking their tyre strategies. Oh, it is dry in quali. Now, could it be wet in the race? As everyone is in the lobby, as we'll get all the telemetry and everything up right now. Yep, everything looks good. As we can see straight away, Tim is already getting that Ferrari roared. His engine instantly wants to get out of the pits. Oh, but I believe that is actually I don't know. Yep, Alfa Romeo is out on first. Now, who is that? Is that Can? It is Can, the other champion contender. Person who needs to win this race, same as Billy Mossam. Billy Mossam needs to win, and Tim needs to either finish 10th or 9th, I believe, and retire for those two to win the title. For Bran, though, it's a different story. Bran's only got a 12-point difference in gap. As Kevin's kind of ruined the weather, as you can see in the stream chat, it is dry all quali and race, which is quite surprising actually, because usually Brazil can be a bit tricky with the weather. As Can will be the first one to set a lap, and he's on the fastest compound on a set of soft tyres, as he's just warming up those tyres, getting ready, trying to get the nerves out of him. He's coming into turn 12, getting ready. Turn 13, he needs to get it right. He's slowing extremely down. Now here he goes, here comes Can now to start the beginning of his lap. So we'll stay on board with Can. Great exit at turn 14, turn 15. Great exit flat out. No track limits at all. And here we go, Can's about to start his lap. As Kamikaze has been disqualified from blocking the pit lane. That is Lance. Lance has already been disqualified. And that's the quickest disqualification I've seen. But it could have been a glitch, as we don't know, as Can has got a driver in front of him. That is a Haas, as Can's using it as slipstream, coming down into turn 4. The Haas driver gets out of the way, but this is going to distract Can a bit. He's run a bit wide on the curb. Nice and tight through this section. Coming up to my favourite corner, turn 7 and 8. Nice and tidy from Can. We've got an awful camera angle. Into turn 9, coming into turn 10 and 11 as this yellow flagged in sector 2. Now is that Haas driver holding up Tim a little bit? This is what Can needs. Can needs to qualify first and hope that Tim makes a mistake. These two are fellow Germans after all. There will be a lot of fighting, especially for this title. Here comes Can now, about to finish his lap. What lap is he going to set? Still in ERS mode 4. Must be a good lap from him. DRS out. What time is it going to be? It's a 1:96 from Can, as I believe Tim was next. Here comes Tim. As nobody else. Oh, Brand set a 1:10 flat on the set of softs in the Toro Rosso Honda. Tim's lap wasn't really a representative lap, as Cameron sets a 1:11.2 on a set of hards. Now Cameron might do well here, because a set of hards, a 1:11.2 is not that bad, especially if Brand's done a 1:10 flat on softs. As we'll stay on board with Tim, I believe still is on the lap, as he has got the Toro Rosso ahead of him, so the Toro Rosso needs to get out of his way since he is on a lap. Oh, the Toro Rosso kind of blocks him off into turn 6, 7 and 8, but he gets past him quite easily there. I would have lost him only a tiny bit of time. I believe he's still back as lead. Kelly sets 1:9.5, almost 1:9.6, sets the lead of this race. Now Tim doesn't have to really worry about where he finishes today, just ahead. He has to finish 5th, I believe, to keep his title hopes alive. Sorry, not 5th. And 3rd, yes, I believe, if Brand is in the lead of this race. As here comes Tim now on a flyer. ERS mode 4 on the final lap, running to the line. What time is it going to be? It is a 191, fastest lap. Jeez, by a lot actually compared to Lee Kelly. But that Ferrari engine will be helping him over the Renault. As Sauber moves to 4th place, Brand in 5th, Tejani is 6th. Lewis is in 7th, Billy in 8th. This isn't good for Billy, he's on hard right now, but Billy's in 8th currently. Cameron in 9th, coming into the pits for a new set of tyres, I believe. Alexander Bastos comes back for a bit of a break and is currently in 10th. I believe he is on a lap, and well, actually no he isn't, but here comes Tom. What's Tom going to do? No improvement there, just misses out. Kevin Harrison hasn't done a lap yet, but Kevin Harrison, who's actually close? Kevin Harrison or... Oh, actually, Kevin Harrison and Sondre pretty close together, and they're both on a lap. Sondre will be the first one to do a lap. Goes through turns 7 and 8. Oh, bit of rear end snapping out as he's ruined the lap. The setup isn't good for Sondre, it looks like. As Kevin's probably got a huge grin on his face after Sondre made that little mistake. Kevin is being nice and careful with these set of hard tyres. They're not the grippiest, but they're the most durable. As here comes Kevin Harrison. Coming up to the final line. Going to get a bit of slipstream off the Haas driver a bit, I believe. As the Haas driver peels into the pits, what lap is it going to be? It's going to be a 111.1. Beats Cameron, who set a 111.2 on a set of hard. So decent lap there from Kevin. As now we will go on board with Sondre. Now Sondre will be on a lap. However, he hasn't got a lot of ERS left. So in my opinion, since he made the mistake on that lap, as he's got a Toro Rosso Honda dead ahead. Toro Rosso Honda lets him through. I believe that was Bran actually, because yeah, it is Bran since Cameron is in the pits. Oh, Sondre's made a mistake. He's done a classic bottle in qualifying. He doesn't like this track. Struggling already for grip with the hard tyres. So the hard tyres are not really the ones to go for Sondre, since he's really struggling. So next is Iceman, Jack Fox. He's come back from holiday, so we'll see what he'll be doing today. It's Fly High still in the pits. As we'll go on board with Lee Kelly, who's done 3 laps and stuff, so I believe he will come into the pits. Let's stay on board with Kevin Harrison actually. However, he is 5/10 down and he is in ERS mod 0, so I believe he will come into the pits. So probably then let's stay on board with, who's ahead? Brand's actually ahead, so Brand's actually going to be the one on a lap. Now will Sondre use this as slipstream or will Sondre pit? Sondre pits, and here comes Brand now. Brand's on a new fresh set of softs, I believe. Yeah, he's on a fresh set of softs. Now that is a Ferrari ahead of him. Is that Billy? Or is it Tim? We'll wait and see. It looks like Tim. It's Tim. Tim lets him through. Brand wants a bit of that slipstream. I don't think that was actually necessary there for Brand actually to get that slipstream, because he could have lost a bit of time there. As he's going into turn 6, clips that corner, I believe. Rides that corner around turn 8 and 9 now. Nice and tidy. Brand's actually not really pushing the car in my opinion. Oh, as Brand's rear end looked like it snapped there. So we're going to turn 12, flat out. Into turn 13, the Timor Glock corner for Lewis Hamilton in 2008. But here comes Bran. Bran coming up to the line. What time is it going to be? Still in ERS mode 5. Even though ERS mode 4, now he is in ERS mode 4, it's faster. What time is it going to be? It's going to be a 198. 2/10 improvement, promotes him to 5th place. Now Bran's also been on holiday, so Bran's been away for a while. So this is in Tim's favour today. However, I still believe Bran is going to pull something out of the bag. However, Tim is on a lap now. I believe that was Jack Fox there, losing a bit of the rear there. Sure, ERS mode 4, coming into turn 4. See if he makes it in the right gear. Yeah, the correct gear in that corner. Nice and tidy exit, a bit wide, but it was still nice tidy nonetheless. The rear didn't kick out or anything. Coming into turn 6. Clips that corner into turn 7, doesn't hit that corner, hits the exit curb into turn 8, rides that curb there into turn 9. Is he going to ride it? No, he goes a bit off the curb actually, but he's got Brandon ahead of him. Is Brandon going to be smart and let him through? Yes, he does. As here comes Tim into turn 12, flat out, not even lifting off. Oh, that could have been an invalidation. Into turn 13, Tim Oglock corner. Coming up to the line, he will be. Will Tim improve on his provisional first place? We'll wait and see, as here comes Tim now down to the line. A 1.9.2, no improvement. Lost a bit of time. Now that could have been because of Bran. But Bran did get out of the way there. It was fair he got out of the way. It's Cameron straight away goes to third place, 9.4. Great drive there from Cameron as Billy Mossam on a set of medium tyres, a 9.5. This man is driving those tyres out of their league right now. Well, Billy showed Tim the pace in that Ferrari. We'll have to wait and see, because Billy's still on those medium tyres. I don't believe he is on a lap. No, he's not. As we'll go on board with Tejonis, who... Oh, I don't know what happened there. No, we've got a dodgy camera angle there. He's in turn 1, 2. He's in ERS mode 3, so I think he's actually backed out of his lap. Yeah, he has backed out on his lap. As Kevin Harrison is a second off. As Lee Kelly will be on a lap now. Ooh. A bit loose there at that corner from Lee Kelly. Now Lee Kelly isn't in this title fight, unfortunately, but Lee still could get a podium out of this. So I believe the way the qualifying position is right now, I believe that's where it's going to be. I don't believe anybody else is going to get a surprise right now. But my race prediction is Bran, Cameron, Lee Kelly, Sauber, and probably Billy. As here comes Lee Kelly, sets a 1.9.3, an improvement. Beats Cameron, I believe. Yes, he does beat Cameron. Puts himself to third place. However, Can is still fighting with Tim, as Can is on an outlap currently. As Tim still hasn't proved, even though he went out for another lap. Actually, Brandon and Can are both on outlaps now. Yeah, it looks like Can's actually going to back off here. As Lewis Marshall is not giving Billy any confidence, I believe Billy's still got an equal chance as everybody here. You never know. It is F1. Anything happens. As Brian is preparing for his lap, already in ERS mode 5. In my opinion, straight after 6th gear, you go in ERS mode 4. It is a lot quicker, but this is the way Brian likes it. And here we go, off the line. Into turn 1. Ooh, locks up there. Very big lock up there. Into turn 2. Hits the curb. Rides turn 3 curb just to bring the car around for the turn in. And straight away flat. Still in the ERS mode 5, which is very surprising. This is where he might be losing a bit of the straight line speed. Now, who is that ahead of him? Is that Billy? I believe that is Billy. It is Billy. Brand's got Billy ahead. Now, will this be Ferrari's strategy? Will they deliberately give Billy a bit of dirty air to ruin Billy's qualifying run? We've only got 5 minutes and 20 seconds remaining. So Billy's actually gone quite early out on a set of soft tyres, in my opinion, if he was doing that. As Bran, it looks like, may actually have bought his lap, because he's catching up with Billy quite quickly into turn 12. But in theory, Billy has got the right way now, because he's on basically about to start his lap. But he could have got out of the way a bit earlier. As Andreas has joined the chat. Welcome, Andreas. As here comes Brandon now with a bit of slipstream. So this actually could help his Honda engine lacking in the straight. As what time is Brandon going to set? At 1, at 9, at 7, at 3/10 almost improvement, but stays in P7. It's very unfortunate there. Brand just doesn't seem to have the pace when it matters right now. Especially today, because right now Cameron's actually beating him, where Brand's actually been beating Cameron most of the season. So Cameron's now actually showing the pace he's got with that Toro Rosso Honda. Lee Kelly in 4th, always outperforming that Renault. Tom is in 3rd in the Red Bull. I didn't have just noticed a 19.355, and apparently he's drunk as he exceeds track limits a lot there. As we'll go on board with... Oh, should we go on board with? Let's go on board with Nexus Iceman. Jack is currently up on his time, coming back off his holiday. See what time is he going to set? A 1:11 flat on a set of mediums. Now on hards people were setting that, but since Jack is on holiday, Maybe this is piss as he runs off, misses the braking point and runs off of the track. It stays, actually he's ahead of his teammate Kevin Harrison, who I believe set his time on a set of hards. Now Sondre is on an out lap, coming into turn 13, preparing for his lap. Will Bottle do another bottle? Will Bottle finish his lap? Time will only tell. As here comes, we'll stay on board with Bottle on his lap. Let's see what time he will do. As actually he's going into the pits. As he don't care about the speeding in there. He floored it into the pits. Oh, we've got Jeremy coming out into the pits. Jeremy and Lance are still getting used to these cars. As Can, I believe, isn't like that, but Tim isn't. Tim is on a lap, so we'll stay on board with Tim. Will Tim improve on his lap this time? He was a 10th down because probably dirty air from Bran. Sorry Lewis, he's actually the slowest on, he's actually second fastest on mediums. He did that time on mediums. Oh, Tim's got a bit more traffic ahead of him. I believe that is Sondre. No, it's not. Sorry, I apologise to Sondre Sorhaug, but that is Lee Kelly. Lee Kelly didn't really get out of the way quick enough, as that could have messed up Tim's lap. Now, if Tim's already down 2/10, so there's not going to be an improvement there from Tim, as Billy is in second place with a 191. Very close between these two Ferrari drivers, but both battling for the title. I wonder if there's going to be some controversy between these two drivers like Hamilton and Rosberg. We'll wait and see. As we'll go on board with... We'll go on board with Kevin Harrison, because I know Kevin Harrison's about to finish his lap. He's currently almost 8/10 up on his lap right now, on his delta. So where is Kevin going to be? It's going to be a 10, I believe, maybe a 9-9. We'll see where Kevin goes. Comes to the line, a 1:10.37. Almost 8/10 improvement there. Promotes himself to 11th place on a set of mediums. So now I believe he's now the second. Well, actually no, he is the fastest now at medium runner. As Sondre is on an out lap on a set of soft tyres, but so is Can's actually on a lap. Actually, he's aborted his lap, it looks like. Yeah, I do agree with that, Lewis. But everyone is on soft, surprisingly, so there isn't any rain. Apparently, as Billy has called it quits, so he isn't going to fight for the lead so far. He's going to fight it in the race, as this is Can's opportunity to take P1 or P2 from both Ferraris. Let's see what Can do. See if he can split the Ferraris at least, as Lee Kelly already annihilates Tim's time. A 1.9 flat from the Renault. Great lap from Lee Kelly there, but I know Tim's going to improve, even though he has done one lap on softs, but so is Can. Can improve as well, as we're getting a terrible camera view there. Coming to turn 4, nice tight exit, rides the curb. Don't ride too much of that curb, because that can send you spinning into the wall. As we saw on F1 2018, it wasn't the most forgiving corner. Can's fighting that Alfa Romeo through the corners there. Bit of the rear is sliding out, as his yellows in sector 2. Lee Kelly has retired from the session, so obviously this doesn't affect Can's lap. Tim is not happy with his lap, he says. I believe that is an alright lap. Even though you're second, mate, you're still in the chance to win the championship. Remember, you've got 88 points, I believe, to the championship. Brandon has got 76. As here comes Can, coming to the line. What time is it going to be as Luis retires? And a 1.9.3, no improvement from Can, doesn't improve at all. Tom is off the track. Cameron... I don't know what is Cameron. I don't believe is on a lap, but is Brandon. Is Cameron being tactical for Brandon? Give him a bit of slipstream from Brandon here. Brandon will be loving this from his teammate. They both need a fight for this constructor, since the constructor's points is still 26 points different. Here comes Brandon. What time is it gonna be? It's a 1.943 improvement, promotes him to 7th place. Those Torosos are close. And that is it for qualifying. Lee Kelly takes the lead of the final round in Brazil in qualifying. Tim takes second. The favourite right now, in my opinion, to win the championship Billy in third, Can in fourth, and Brandon, who needs to win this race, and I believe Tim to finish fifth, I believe, or sixth, is currently in seventh place. As in fifth is Tom, sixth is Cameron, eighth is Sauber, ninth is Lewis, 10th is Jonas, 11th is Kevin Harrison, 12th is Sondre on a set of mediums, didn't go back out on a set of softs to do a lap. Alexander Bastos 13th, Jack Fox 14th with a 111 flat on a set of mediums. Let's see what strategy he does, but both Mercs at the back of the grid. Fly high, Jeremy Port with no time, and Lance disqualified for blocking the pit lane. See what strategies those two drivers can do. As you can see, a lot of people with the track limits. This is where the nerves of a driver get their heart boiling. It is very clear right now. So we'll wait for the guys to do their formation lap, get their tyre strategies correct. James Peters is cheering on Billy. Welcome to the stream, mate. And Billy would love all the cheering he get. I believe Billy still could win this. There could be a surprise in the works, you never know. Have to wait and see. As tension is building in the drivers for their formation lap. As we're underway, as everyone gets an alright start at the formation lap. Now Lee is a factor today. Lee could cost Billy, Can, and Brandon really the title today. Brandon will be feeling the blood pumping through him right now. Well, Liz, I believe he can do it. Oh, as there's a Haas and an Alfa Romeo Sauber off into the grass. A bit of contact from each driver there. As Lee's just keeping the pace up with the formation lap. As we'll go on board with tyre strategies and we'll keep lap data up. As Kevin Harrison's got on a set of mediums, Sondre Sorhaug's got on the only person on a set of hards. Now this could be a bad strategy from him, but we'll have to wait and see what the tyres are like at the end of the race. Alexander Bastos on a set of mediums with Jack Fox and Jeremy. Lance is on a set of softs, so we may see Lance move up the field quite quickly on those tyres. As Billy's and Tim, Can and Brand, blood must be boiling right now. The nerves must be kicking in. We'll have to wait and see who will be crowned Drivers' Champion and which team will be crowned Constructors' Champion. That fight, the Constructors, is for Ferrari and Toro Rosso Honda, both Italians teams. But we'll wait and see as Lee is just relaxing, getting ready for the race. As I said in qualifying, my race prediction stays the same. So I've got a bit of the nerve bumps myself actually. I feel a bit nervous for this race. As we're about to get underway, as we're waiting for Lance, Jeremy and I believe Jack to get lined up on the grid. This is alright actually, this camera angle. This is better. As we're up to 4 lights, 5 lights, and off we way. Here we go. As it looks like Lee's actually had a decent start, but so is Tim. But Billy's had a poor start, and Can's had a decent start, promotes himself straight to 3rd place. Oh, there's a bit of contact already. Tim's already trying to make a move on Lee Kelly. Tim is already in the lead. Tim is doing what he needs to do. As now, here comes Can. Can comes on the inside, out of turn 3, out of centre's corner. Can needs to take the lead and needs to fight Tim as hard as he can. As it looks, oh, Lee Kelly's being shoved off wide there from Can. Oh, dangerous read on there from Lee Kelly, but Billy is right on the fight. Billy is going on the inside into turn 6. Look at this driver. Billy's already getting the nerve to steal out to Lee Kelly, showing him it's his race, not Lee's. Tim in the lead, Can second, Billy third. So the top 3 all in the championship fight. Is actually, where is Bran? Bran's in P8. He's lost a bit of position. This isn't good for Bran's title hopes. As actually, Cameron Young's had an alright start. Cameron's already on back of Lee Kelly. Renault versus Honda engine powered. As Tom is in 6th place. As Iceman's still in 13th. Everyone's had a... Oh, hang on, who's that off the track? That is Jonas. Jonas made a mistake there. It's slow. Almost Jack Fox and him collided. Tim sets the fast lap with 1:15.9. Alexander Bastos is in 14th. But hang on a minute. Where's Jeremy? Jeremy's also made a mistake. So both Mercs are currently at the back of the grid. As here comes Tim pulling away right now. Currently over a second almost in the time delta. Still in DRS if DRS was active. But look at that. Toxic. Toxic's all behind Lee Kelly. Trying to find the gap. He goes for the lunge. Oh no, this isn't good for the Toro Rosso team. Cameron has been well on control. He made a mistake. Actually, is there contact? Oh, no contact. No, driver's going to be calamity trees with Cameron there, but this isn't good for the constructors standings for Toro Rosso. But Ferrari will be licking their lips. Billy and Tim are in perfect positions to win the constructors title right now. Can in P2 and Billy in P3. At the moment, it doesn't look like they're going to win the title right now. Tim is still in the lead as his yellows in sector 1. Is that a bottle? No, it isn't. Who has made a mistake? I don't know. It might have been Sondre there, because Sondre lost a few positions. As Sondre's under attack from Lance. Oh, and Lance is off. Lance has been like killed and got reset to the track. I don't know what happened there. As Lance and Sondre came to blows as Tim sets a new fastest lap. 1.3 seconds currently the gap is between second. Now Billy is in 3rd. Lee 4th. Tom 5th. 6th is Sauber. 7th is Brand. So Brand's now at a P7 after DeJonis made that mistake. No, sorry, not DeJonis. Cameron Young, actually, his teammate who made the mistake. Brand's not finding any pace, but so is Sauber. Sauber's finding pace straight away on Tom. Honda versus Ferrari engine here, but this is helping Brand keep up. Now he wants to keep this championship points alive. He needs to score 14 points realistically if Tim holds the fastest lap, as Lee Kelly gets a 3-second time penalty. This is a battle for P5 right now. Tom is in jeopardy from a lot of positions currently, from 8th to 5th right now. He could lose his 5th spot and drop to 8th. As currently there is a battle form between Can and Billy, currently 0.6 of a second. The other Sauber driver is struggling right now. 1.6 seconds a gap between him and Tim is, so it looks like Tim's going to win the title right now, but Billy is not going to let that get to him. Billy knows what he's got to do. As here comes Sauber. Stay behind Tom. I believe the DRS is active. It is lap 4 now, so DRS should be active. 0.5 improvement there from Sauber. As Jack Fox actually lost position between to Jonas there, so Jonas is showing Jack in that Toro Rosso Honda what the McLaren feels like now. Sauber is not really catching up that much with Tom, surprisingly, on the straight, so Tom might be actually running a lower downforce. Got to go on back on the board. Oh, Lee Kelly's lost it. Lee Kelly is round. Lee Kelly has lost control of the car. No grip on those tyres. Luckily, Tom wasn't a bit further ahead and didn't come to blows with Lee Kelly there, because that could have ruined Brand's chances. But Brand now in a P6. Billy P3 on the back of Can. Currently the gap between Can and Tim, as Jeremy has retired from the session in Sector 2. So currently we don't have the information for that right now, as Billy is catching up with with Can there. 0.5 currently. Ferrari versus Ferrari engine. It's currently between the gap between first and second, 1.8 seconds. We'll go on board with the gap to Bran the man. 7.1 seconds currently, as there's yellows in sector 2, 3. Now in sector 2, I believe that's just Jeremy's car, as we'll go on board. Oh no, it's actually Lee Kelly. Lee Kelly's actually now retired from the session. Now Lee Kelly's actually called it quits, so Lee Kelly hasn't had a good start again for the Renault team. This is it. Lee Kelly is good in qualifying, but Lee hasn't got the race pace yet. He's still struggling on that. performance area, as Tim's losing a bit of time now, I've noticed, between Can. 1 point... Oh, actually, no, he's actually getting a lot of time. Can's actually made a mistake. 2.1... Oh, no. I am mistaken. There is a safety car. There is a safety car now, as this saves Bran's chances. Will Tim pit? As Lance is actually retired on the safety car. I don't know why he has that, actually. I don't know where he's retired on track. But Lance has retired. So we already had 3 retirements. Both Mercs out, and Lee Kelly in the Renault is out. Now this isn't good for Sondre, because Sondre's on a set of hards. So this has kind of ruined his strategy. Sondre is on a set of hards. Now he could stay out and risk being stopped behind. As Tim doesn't pit, neither does Can, neither does Billy, but Tom pits. Brandon's in, Kevin Harrison is in, Lewis is in, Tijonis is in. Oh my god, everyone's pitting in. Iceman, Red Bull double stacking here. As Alexander Bastos doesn't pit, Sondre doesn't pit, and Cameron Young does pit actually, so it's also a Toro Rosso sandwich, double stacking right now. As this is intense. Top 3 are battling for the championship. At the moment, I've got to say, Brand's still in this fight. He's got a pit stop ahead now. Now Tim still has to pit. Now Tim could pit now. But in my opinion, this could be a mistake, because he's going to lose a lot of time from Bran, I believe, here. Because currently the gap is 27.1 seconds. Now, Bran can go fast out of the pit lane now. As you can see, he's already second, already gaining. And I believe a pit stop round here is 20 seconds. So we'll keep an eye on that. Oh, I believe there was actually a bit of contact there, looked like. Yep, already under 20 seconds from Bran and Tim. So we'll see who gets the best getaway. The safety car's going to be out another lap. As Cameron's also going in for hards, Jonas hards, Lewis hards, Tom hards, and so is Bran. So maybe Tim's doing a double. Maybe Tim's taking these softs quite long, which could be a benefit for Bran, because these softs are going to be dead around about lap 8, lap 9. As he's still warming them up. I've got to say, he's still warming them up. Does anyone else peel into the pits? Yes, Tom's actually back in the pits as he got wing damage. Well, have a look. There's no going on. Yes, he hasn't got medium. He hasn't got damage actually, but he's going to set another mediums. Now that's surprising. I think his pits actually made a mistake. In my opinion, there don't look there would be any wing damage, but in my opinion, he should have been on medium straight away. So we'll go back on board. Look how close the top 3 is. I've got to say though, the Ferrari is one of the best looking cars this year. I like that Ferrari. So only Ferrari I will say looks nice, except the 2004 Ferrari, that looked pretty nice as well. As the safety car I believe should be coming in this lap. For some reason my prediction is actually Tim's not actually going to have a good start. I believe Can's actually going to have him on the line, and maybe Billy as well. Lewis Marshall says his favourite car was a 2017. It was alright, I didn't like the white on it. The safety car is in this lap. Now every driver is preparing. Tim is backing him up quite nicely. But when will Tim launch? That's the thing. When will Tim launch? As Can's got a 5-second time penalty, having collision with Tim. This is very crucial for his title hopes. But Billy's already on the outside, ready. Look at everyone just trying to slot, trying to get into their position. And Tim's already bullied. Sondre's also got a 5-second time penalty. Can's actually had an alright start, but Tim's had an excellent start. But Sauber's actually had a great start, but there's contact on the back. Who is it? Oh, everyone's going into turn 1. Is it going to be chaos? Anyone crashing? Oh, yes there is. Yes there is. It is. I thought that was Brandon, Cameron Young, and both Red Bulls. So the Red Bull family has come to blows. Iceman, Cameron and Tom, 2 Nexus drivers, have come to blows with each other. This isn't good for the constructor standings now. I believe it's game over for Cameron and Brandon in the constructor standings, but Brandon in the driver standings still could happen. Tim still needs to pit. Now Tim's already struggling on his soft tyres already. As we can see, Billy is still behind Can. Now, which Ferrari would pit first? Nah, I don't think he will, Andreas. Jack will finish this race, I believe. As Billy is just trying to stay calm, stay focused on what job he has to do. Because right now, Alfa Romeo Sauber is 2nd and 4th. And Sondre, surprisingly, has amazed me. He's in P5. Jeez, he's gained a lot of positions from pit stops. This actually could help Sondre get a podium today. As here comes Billy. Oh, looking on the inside, but no possible move. They're both on the same tyres. This is the problem between the Alfa and the Ferrari. Both same engine. Oh, 3-second time penalty for Billy. This could be crucial, but Billy might know from his team that Can's got a 5-second time penalty. I don't believe Tim's got any right now. Oh, Sondre is already under attack. Kevin Harrison's already on the outside of Sondre, showing a Nexus driver to a TNR driver, which right now, who's the quickest right now? And Kevin's flying in that McLaren. Sondre is struggling for grip. Has he got a problem? There's currently, oh, he almost shoves Brad off the track. Great defensive drive from Sondre. Sondre doesn't care who it is, even if it is for the title fight for Brad. Oh, bit of nose women on the rear end of Brad from Sondre there. As Billy staying with Can. There's a huge battle for Sondre's position. Sondre has just got no grip. There's another penalty for Can right now. As currently Can is in 2nd place. Gained a bit actually from Billy. I think a 10th there. As Sondre is under jeopardy on those hard tyres, just no pace. Now this is why you don't qualify on hard tyres. Hard are not the easiest one to get the heat up, and they don't have that much grip. As look, he's a 2nd down on his delta. As Tim's got a 3-second time penalty now, that is crucial. So that was an easy move actually there from Sondre and Brand. Now Sondre has to deal with Louis, Tijonis and Alexander Bastos, the fellow Norwegian there actually in the fight. So Tijonis is showing Sondre his true pace. Sondre is all over Louis. Louis is actually a bit weaving under braking there, but can let him off there, as we'll stay on board with the battle for P7 actually right now. Sorry, P6. Sondre is actually staying with Brand. Now this is a concern for Brand because his engine is a bit slower, I believe, than the Renault. So the Renault's going to be pretty quick in the straight line. So this isn't good for Brand. Brand's probably just think the championship's over, but anything can happen right now. Currently Tim sits comfortably in the lead, but remember he has to pit. Now this is where Bran can win. Here, this is where Bran may win the title, because the top 4 I believe need to pit. Am I right? Yes, the top 4 need to pit. Sondre needs to pit, Alexander Bastos needs to pit, Billy gets another 3-second time penalty. I believe the hards can go to the end of the theory, since the safety car went in. The max I've ever took the hards is 24 laps around France, when I was doing practice for France, but France is more flat, there's not really elevation, so probably 20 to 25 in that margin. But it depends on what the drivers are, because the wheel and the pad, I believe pad, it's worse for tyre. But right now Tim is sitting comfortably with a 1.4 second gap in the lead, even with a safety car. Currently the gap between him and Bran is 8.4 seconds. As Billy is just staying behind, can't catch up, as Jack Fox is having a dreadful day today. It's unfortunate there for Jack. He's come back from a holiday and already had a crash. Looked like Tim was actually going to go in there. Is Billy? No, neither Ferrari or Alfa Romeo are pitting right now. Lap 12, and they're still on a set of soft tyres. Now, this is very ambitious now, because I believe Brand could catch up quite quickly to the leader. Currently the gap is, he's actually losing time, 8.6 seconds because of the straight line. But I believe in Cornwall he gains 2/10 back as Kevin Harrison's come out of nowhere. Is Kevin Harrison pit? Yeah, Kevin Harrison has pitted. Kevin Harrison is already behind these two, but he is on a set of soft tyres, so he's going for the 2-stop, and that safety car can help him actually with his 2-stop strategy. So don't count Kevin Harrison there for the win today. As you can see, Brand is in a Renault, well, not really a Renault sandwich, but a Renault engine sandwich right now, between Kevin Harrison and Sondre. Brand needs to find some more pace on those hard tyres. as I believe he will be relaxing right now. He's on ERS Mod 2, so he probably is relaxing right now, trying to save his tyres to the end. Oh, wrong button. I apologise there for the blue screen. For some reason it went on Lee Kelly there. As we'll go on board with Tim. Tim pits. Tim is in the pits. Can doesn't. Billy stays out. Sauber also stays out. Kevin Harrison also stays out since he's on the fresher tyres. But see, let's stay on board with Tim, as Jack Fox has retired from the session. He could have had a crash, or he could have called it quit. Surprisingly, Tim is on a set of hard tyres. I would have gone on mediums in my opinion, but he's gone on a set of hard tyres. Now this is crucial. He's gone on the same strategy as Bran. He isn't going to be the fastest now. Bran is in P5 now. If Bran needs to be fourth to tie on points, I believe, with Tim, but I believe Tim's actually got the fastest lap, I believe. See, the biggest position gains is actually Sondre, and the biggest loser is actually Tim. Oh no, sorry, it's actually Lee Kelly. As the fast lap is from Tim, so he actually needs third place to win the title from Bran. But this has opened the door for Can and Billy. Can and Billy need to start pushing now. They need to stay ahead. They still need to pit. Now Will can pit. But this isn't good for Sauber, because Sauber's on the same set of tyres and he needs to pit. This is a headache there for Alpha. Because in my opinion, Can actually should have followed Tim into the pits, or Sauber. But they don't. Does Billy pit? No. But does Sauber? Still no one staying out. But look at Kevin Harrison. Look at the run he had on Sauber with those fresh set of soft tyres. And straight away into fourth place. Now Bran is currently, in my opinion, the net lead right now. He's in fifth place on the freshest set of hard tyres. Now he is pulling away. Tim's got a 3.7 second gap. The gap between Tim and the leader is 7.7 seconds. So we'll see what Brandon can do. As Kevin to the battle for the lead is heating up. Billy versus Can, both Ferrari engine powered. They need to pit. They're losing a lot of time from Tim. This undercut from Tim could work wonders, and this could ruin Billy and Can's championship hopes right now. At the moment, Can would win the championship, I believe, because Tim's out of the points. But either way, they both still need to pit. See if any of them will pit. I do agree there, Lewis. I believe it's a mistake there from Kevin there to go on a set of softs. Billy pits. Sauber doesn't. Sorry, Can doesn't. But does Sauber? No, he stays out again. Alfa Romeo must have an amazing tyre strategy, staying out long on a set of mediums. Now, at the beginning of the season, the Alphas were actually the favourite to win it. They were quite fast, and unfortunately, right now there's only one driver. And also, they were favourite to win the constructors, but unfortunately, that hasn't happened. As Billy, as Tim, look at the gap Tim has pulled from Billy. Now, Billy's on a set of hard, so Billy, in my opinion, should have pit 2 laps earlier. As Billy comes out on track in 11th place, this gives Tim 1 point right now. But either way, Can is still in the lead of the championship right now, I believe. Honestly, no, Brandon actually. No, Can will actually win the championship currently right now, the way it is. Brandon needs P3, I believe. P3. Sorry, no, P3 right now, because he will get 15 points. Will keep his championship hopes alive. Currently, he will be 1 point down off Tim. This isn't good for him, as Bran needs to start to pull away from Sondre, even though Sondre still needs to pit. Now, has Can pitted? Can still hasn't pitted. Neither is Sauber. So is this an objective for Kevin now? Are they deliberately staying out until Kevin pits? We'll have to wait and see. As currently the gap to the leader is the gap to third place is 6 seconds from his end, but the gap to the leader is over 10 seconds. As Tim is still 17.1 seconds from Can right now. It's already been an interesting race right now. Different tyre strategies, different strategies from each team. Now Toxic is currently in 7th right now, still on hard tyres. So he's ahead of the Ferraris. Now his objective is to keep Tim behind. Whatever he has to do is hold Tim for whatever it takes, whatever it costs basically, to let his teammate win the championship. But right now, he doesn't have to worry that much. He's still got around about 2 to 3 seconds of a gap from Tim. Is Can gonna pit? Because Kevin has gained a lot of time on him. And currently Kevin Harrison will pit as Can pits. Kevin Harrison stays out and will take the net lead currently. Out right now as Sauber stays in, doesn't want to risk a double stack from Alfa Romeo, and that is smart in my position, but it isn't smart with the tyres, as I don't know what the Alfa is doing into the pit lane. As we'll see where Can comes out on track. He's got his 5-second time penalty, so this is going to cost him a lot of time. Maybe this is why he stayed out on a set of mediums, and he goes out, but also on a set of mediums. Now he's going to be faster than Tim and Billy. Now Tim gets 4 points, I believe, and Brandon gets 15. 3. 90 points, I believe Brandon will have. Now Tim with 88 with 4 points will take the lead, the net lead right now by a point, by 1 point. Brandon needs to win this race, or P2 at least. Brandon, if you're hearing me, mate, you need to start pushing if you want to win this championship, because right now Tim is still favourite to win it currently when he's 8th place, and he's already about to make a move to Louis, who's on 11 lap old hards and is currently in 7th place. Tim is in 6th, also on 11 lap hards, so we'll have to wait and see if these tyres can hold it to the end. They've done 10 laps already, so actually Brand might actually have to pit again, I believe, because 10 more laps, 8 more laps, taking a lap 26. Now that'll give him 10 laps left. Now he could risk and get a set of soft tyres if he's got a big enough gap. I'll go on the fastest lap and really put the pressure on Tim to win this championship. But Louis defending on the inside with Tim. Tim is going on the outside of the Haas driver. Oh, does a perfect switchback from Tim there onto Louis. Louis can't hold it around the outside, but Louis isn't giving up. Going into turn 6, keeps his nose in. Oh, there's contact. There's contact between Louis. Louis going to hit. Oh! Billy's championship is over. Billy's championship is out. The game over for Billy. Louis, it was actually an unsafe rejoin there. I don't know if he had control of his car, but Louis had a very unsafe rejoin there. That may be investigated, but that has ruined Billy's chance for a championship. It's a sad day for him, and he will be annoyed as Louis does retire from the session, but either way there may still be an investigation going on at the end of the race. That is very unfortunate there, and Billy will be furious right now. I can probably tell under that helmet he's probably feeling like a Max Verstappen and an Ocon situation into turn 2, as currently Sondre is in a P3. I can't believe I'm saying this. Sondre, P3. What am I seeing? He's actually battling for P2. Where's the bottle? Money messing. Sondre is got a bit more pace into him recently in the summer season. Lacking at the start, but now the pace is starting to come back. That's currently the gap between Brandon and the leader, 9.4 seconds. I do agree there, Storm. It is a shame. It's a bit unfortunate to see his championship contender get crashed out. So now there's only 3 title contenders right now, but this has now opened the door for Toro Rosso in the constructors, surprisingly. Currently the gap is difference is 26 points. Now if Tim wins and gets the point, it will be he will hold that 26 points. I believe he will extend it, but if Bran and Toxic, I believe, get second and third, 20, 30, 33, 34 points, so could get the drivers constructors, but I think Ferrari's still going to seal the deal. It's currently Sondre is actually challenging on older hards than Bran. Bran's only on 14 lap hold hards, and Sondre's almost at 20 laps old. Now we'll see what Sondre's tyre strategy will be. Will he go mediums or will he go softs? I know that, Lewis, I'm not the best at maths as I got in my GCSE results. Not the best in my opinion. But I know the gap between the constructors, I've worked that out, is 26 points. So, but enough of that. This is the battle for P2. Now, currently, right now, Brand would be getting 18 points. That'll be 6 points over Tim. Tim is currently 6th, and that's 8 points. and he'll be down by 2 points. So now Bran needs to be in the lead so he can hold this championship. I believe it's Billy's left position. It's very unfortunate for Billy. I really feel sorry for him because like he could have won the championship today and it could have been his first ever championship. I know winning the first championship is a special one. You want to win more and more. As we can see, Tejonis making a move. Actually, no, I don't know. Was that Cameron Young or Tejonis making a move? But Cameron is actually fighting Tejonis right now. Now, this isn't really helping Bran. It is helping him in the Constructors. So if they do stay like this, they would win the Constructors. But we'll see how long Sondre can take those tyres, because this is really the scenario. If Sondre can take these tyres 25 laps, now I know it's a push. I believe Bran and Cameron actually could take their hearts to the end. It is a push. Now, I'm not saying it's not doable, but it is a push. There is a risk of a puncture right now. Because I know in the last year's game, it was soft to hard could work, or soft medium. But since the tyre compound's a bit different and the tyre wear's a bit different with the new cars, I haven't really raced around here, so I don't know what the tyre wear's like. But Lewis, what do you think, and everybody else in the chat? Do you think Brandon and Cameron are going to have to pit again? Do you think Tim's actually going to win this race? Because I know because Kevin's already in the pit, Bran will take the lead of this race. Now, this is crucial because now Tim will get 10 points. 25, that'll be 15. That isn't enough, I don't believe. 98. 91 will Bran be on, I believe. So Bran is 4 points behind Tim currently. Now Tim needs to stay in 6th, I believe, or 7th. No, 7th. Tim needs to lose 2 positions, which is possible, but it's very unlikely. Especially when Kevin... Well, actually, no. Kevin Harrison's on fresh set mediums. Kevin's going to catch up with Tim quite easily. But what about Sauber and Can? Will they catch up with Tim, on the other hand? As Lewis Marshall thinks, Bran and Can will actually need to pit. I don't know. It's a very tricky situation. We'll see how long Sondre is. Sondre's done 21 laps on those tyres, and I bet he's... Oh, I bet he's not liking the tyre wears. We'll stay on board Sondre, see if he pits, because he's keeping up with Bran. Sondre doesn't pit, he stays out for another lap, so those hards must be feeling quite good right now. And he's saying that Sondre's up on his time, he's over 2/10 up on his time. So this actually could work out for the Toro Rosso drivers, as there is Tim. Tim is in 5th place right now. Championship, I hope, is safe currently. But Bran probably can just see a little bit of that Ferrari in his rear view mirror and is not liking it. As Tejonis is already under threat from Tim, but I'm not surprised because Tejonis is on 17 lap old tyres. And don't forget, Sondre and Tejonis... No, not Tejonis, sorry. Sondre is actually really a factor for this championship because Sondre has to pit again. Which is also going to give a free position to Tim. So in theory, Kevin Harrison, Sauber and Can, if they want to save Brandon's championship hopes, they need to get a move on. As currently the gap between Kevin and Tim is 3.3 seconds. As we can see, Tim is on the rear end of Tejonis coming into turn 13. Nice and tidy exit. Not much of the rear snapping out, but Tejonis looks like he got a bare exit there actually. As currently the gap between Brandon and Sondre has a bit stabilised. And here comes Tim on the outside of Tejonis. Oh, Sondre gets a 5-second time penalty for speeding, so that is it. That tells us the limits of the hards. Bran is in the pits. So Bran's title, in my opinion, is over. Game over for Brandon. I think Tim will be declared the world champion. Now, this is it. Cameron's Constructors title with Brandon relies with him right now. He has to hold Tim back as much as he can so Brandon can gain a bit of time back, I believe, because right now if Tim wins, that's 25 points. With the fastest lap, that's 26. I believe he's still got, actually. Yeah, 11.6. I don't believe anyone's going to beat that. Because currently the gap between the leader between Tim and Bran is 8.2 seconds. Now, if Bran catches up 8.4 seconds, he's done very well. Sorry, not 8.4, 17.7 seconds. He's done very well. But right now, I don't believe he can do that within 12 laps remaining. As currently Cameron peeling into the pits. No, Cameron stays out. Now Cameron's tyres are lasting longer than his teammates, and Cameron's 6/10 down. Now Sondre was still up on his time, and Tim is right behind Cameron Young. This is it. If Tim takes this lead now, it's game over for Brandon. Even if he comes second, it's game over. Tim has to be behind him. And I have to agree with you there, Lewis. It has been a very interesting title fight. It's actually been quite fair, but an interesting note, Brandon actually won a race so far in this summer season, and he's just consistency with podiums, staying in this title fight. As Louis apologises to Billy, says that Tim lagged, despawned and respawned ahead of him, and a bit of contact was made, and he couldn't control the car. But either way, I believe it may be investigated. But it depends on Billy, really. But on that, great sportsmanship there from Louis, apologising to Billy. As Tim is currently 4/10 right behind Cameron Young. Now he needs to pit Cameron Young. He needs to pit. Those hards are probably dead, and this is costing him also a podium point. But look at Tim, he's battling around the outside. Will we see a bottle for Tim? This is the battle for the lead. Will we see a bottle? But McLaren's are doing quite well right now, 3rd and 4th. Kevin doesn't have to pit, but Jonas does. As a 3-second time penalty for Can. We know Tim's got a penalty. Oh, Tim is on the outside. Tim gets shoved off the track. Tim loses. Oh, I thought Tim lost control of the car there. As Tim is literally fighting for his dear life right now. For first place between Cameron. In my opinion, you don't really need to fight for it. The championship is his. But he wants to confirm it to win this race, to get another win on his name right now. As Billy doesn't have POV, unfortunately. But yeah, I understand where Billy's come from. He will be annoyed, so just give him a bit of time, you know. And plus you were on the Astro, so there was not that much grip. But if you've got POV, Louis, please could you send it to the admins? Thank you. As we're back on board with Tim. 6/10. He's lost a bit of time now to Cameron, which is worrying because now Tijones and Kevin Harrison are in the attack window. The McLarens are coming back for the Friday Bananas. I've just missed a little bit of a lunge from Tim there, trying to overtake Cameron. Oh, hang on a minute. Is that what I'm seeing? There is damage on the left end plate of Tim. That's why he's struggling. Tim is on the outside. Look at the straight line speed over the Toro Rosso, but the Toro Rosso's keeping it there. Shoves him out wide a tiny bit. Oh, Tim almost loses control of the car. Tim is fighting for his life right now. This is great racing between Cameron and Tim. Great driveman, great sportsmanship from both of these drivers. I do agree with Bailey there. He should have waited, but if there was if he couldn't stop the car in time, you know. But don't worry, it's unfortunate that you missed out, but you've put up a heck of a fight this season, mate. Good drive, mate, honestly. You've done a great drive all season. Just a shame it had to end like that. But don't worry, you've still got the main season coming up. As currently Tim is losing a lot of time. He must have significant wing damage now. He must have lost a bit more to his wing. Does he have to pit? Will he pit? No. He doesn't pit. He stays P2 with Tijones and Kevin Harrison battling for 3rd place. Both McLarens scrapping. This is what we'd like to see. No team orders. And straight away, Kevin, because he's got fresher tyres, gets through. Now this has opened the door for Brandon now. Brandon needs to get his foot down. 16.4 seconds the gap is currently between him and the leader. I believe that's where Fly actually crashed out there. As currently Kevin is right on the rear end. That wing damage has ruined Tim's race. Now this could be something what could ruin his championship. Could this be a bottle in a championship and he has to pit? Or is he going to risk it and stay out on those hard tyres with wing damage? Or will he pit? Now, this is a very similar strategy to Team Oglock and Lewis Hamilton. Team Oglock stayed out on soft tyres in F1 2008, and Lewis went in for pit and got 5th in the end right now. But Tim doesn't need that. Tim needs to just stay ahead of Brandon and hope Brandon doesn't get P2 or first, basically. But I don't think... Oh, as Tim loses control, goes extremely wide and loses position from both McLaren drivers. When is Tijonis going to pit? There's no way in hell he's going to make those tyres last to the end. As currently Tim is struggling. Now this has actually opened the door from Can. Actually, Can's not that far off. Now, I believe, I'll go to the championship standings right now. Just excuse me, so we'll stay on board with Tim, see if he makes any more mistakes. As we'll go on board with the championship standings right now. Can's got 68 points, 20-point gap, so Can has to win. So Can has to get ahead of Sauber, Tim, Tijonis and Kevin Harrison, and also Cameron Young. And currently 7.8 seconds the gap is possible within the laps we've got left, but it's going to be hard. As currently Tim is losing a lot of time. Now, the gap between him and Bran actually is 10, around about 12 seconds. Now, this is crucial because Tim doesn't have to win this race, because right now, I don't know what Cameron Young and Tijonis are doing. There's 6 laps left, and are they going to risk a puncher just for the tyres? Because remember, this is for the constructor standings. Right now, they will get, I believe, 29 points, and Tim will get 12, which doesn't settle the deal right now. Isn't enough points. So Bran, it needs to be, I believe, 5th, and should have enough. Maybe 5th or 4th may settle the constructors title for the Toro Rosso team. Cameron is actually under threat a tiny bit from Kevin Harrison right now. We're back on board with the stream. This is where the tension dies down a bit now. Positions are mainly set. Sauber is already caught up with Tim. So if Sauber's already caught up with Tim, it is possible for Can to catch up. Now there's only 5 laps left. You can see how much Tim's struggling with that front wing damage. He's just riding the curb as Can gets another 3-second time penalty. This isn't good. This is very crucial and could ruin his championship hopes if he does get to the lead. But I believe Tim's now, in my opinion, nailed it in the bud. Unless Tim crashes. If Tim crashes, it is game over, I believe. Unless... Actually, if Tim does crash... well, can't win it even if Tim crashes, unless he wins the race. But what about Bran? Bran possibly 2-3, using the 4th place, he would tie. Now I don't know if he would get a point if he retired, but I think Bran actually would win it, I believe, in podiums. I don't know about that, so hopefully Tim doesn't retire. I'm not jinxing it or anything, but if that would happen, I believe Bran may win the title that way. It's the only way I can think of it, if Tijonis and Cameron pit. Now I don't believe Tijonis and Cameron are going to pit because there's only a few laps left, and surprisingly they're lasting those tyres longer than I thought they would have lasted it, as Cameron is getting swarmed by his Nexus fellow driver. Kevin Harrison is all over the back of Cameron Young on a set of hard tyres. Those hard tyres, I mean, 26 laps, that is impressive. Even I can't do that. Cameron is saved those tyres. Sondre, the bottle, is he going to get more penalties and get disqualified? We'll have to wait and see, as we saw in Mexico he did. As currently the McLaren to a double podium right now, which will surprise me, as Tim is actually caught up with Tijonis. So there's actually a 3-way battle right now, but we're going to have to stay on board with the leader because Kevin Harrison could win his race. I believe it will be his first win in IRL summer season. As Lewis Marshall says he hates Baku, and I know somebody else who hates Baku, and that is Matthew Alder as Blizzard. He's been struggling recently on that track. Yeah, it is a nice to see Storm. The next drivers have got a bit more pace recently. Especially from Cameron. Cameron used to race in another league which I can't name, with all assists on, and now he's got hardly any assists on, I believe, or no assists. And look at the amount of pace he's gained. It's currently Kevin Harrison is just, I don't believe he's got enough tyre life to catch up. Then as Tim is in third. Tim got ahead of Tijonis, but so is Sauber. Sauber's got ahead of Tijonis as well. Tijonis is not going to get a podium finish, it looks like. It's game over, I believe, for him, unless penalties. Now, I know Tijonis is very good on penalties, I believe. I don't believe he ain't got any. Very late lunge there from Tijonis. As Kevin Harrison's still on behind Cameron there. I'm just going to excuse me because I need to take a drink. Only 3 laps remaining after they've done this lap. Kevin Harrison is just right behind it. It's just a straight line. He just doesn't have it. Oh god, these two are fighting neck and neck and pulling away, surprisingly. Oh, Kevin Harrison goes around the outside. This reminds me of Jensen Button and Kimi Kobayashi in 2009. Battling out, Nexus versus Nexus. McLaren versus Toro Rosso. Mediums versus hards. I don't know what is going on. Cameron Young is defending against Kevin Harrison, but Kevin Harrison's got a better exit. More grip, gonna go on the outside. Oh, almost contact. 3-second time penalty again for Sondre. Sondre's got another penalty in turn 6. Is probably one of the best overtakes you could do on a person on a set of very used hards. But currently, Kevin is not staying with Cameron now. Kevin's tyres will start to be getting wrecked a little bit. It's Tim and Sauber are fighting right now. As Kevin just doesn't get the best exit out of turn 13, which costs him a lot of time. He needs to get a better exit turn 13, get a good run on Cameron on his inside, and just dive there and hold that inside line if he can. But look, I don't even believe he's got DRS. As currently we've got 2 laps remaining. I do agree, Toxic is doing amazing. Oh, Tijonis and Can! Tijonis and Can are out of the race. Brand promotes himself to P5. Now, did Tijonis get a puncher? It looked like he did. But Brandon promotes himself to P5. That is unfortunate. Another championship contender is out of the race. Tijonis took those 28 laps. Will Cameron get a puncher? Now, Tijonis only made his tyres last 28 laps. Place your bets on who you think, or when you think Cameron is actually going to get a puncher. Actually, no, Tom could actually get a puncher as well, currently, because he's on 26 lap old hards as well. Gotta say that. As Kevin's actually dropped back a bit now, so Cameron is actually amazed me how long he's took those tyres. There's only 8 drivers remain. As we're coming up to the final lap of the final race of the finale in the summer season. And it looks like Tim is going to win the championship right now. As Storm thinks Cameron is going to have a punch halfway last lap. I believe right at the final corner he could have one. I'm not criticising Cameron's driving there, but those tyres must be shredded. 30 laps old, and he's flying right now with no TC. But this is it. This is it. Will Kevin Harrison take P1 off Cameron? Cameron defended. Oh, a bit of contact there. Oh, Kevin's bottled it on the last lap. Kevin is out of the race. Tim has to avoid in action. So is Sauber. Oh, Sondre and Brandon are battling it out. 12 laps old softs. As we'll go back on board with Tim. They're both going to avoid it. Oh, God, I'm losing my voice today. Brandon only just avoids that. As Cameron, I believe this will be his first ever win in the summer season. But it's a win nonetheless, it looks like right now, because currently the gap is 6.7 seconds on 30 laps old hards. Now, what was if he get a puncher right now? It'll be spectacular. I wouldn't weave, mate, on those tyres as Cameron Young wins the finale of the summer season, wins Brazil as Tim will come across the line to become the summer season, first summer season I believe, champion in the realistic car performance in the Ferrari. So well done to Tim. And I believe, now that is 18, I believe the constructors, oh, as Bran loses control of the car into the wall. But I believe Sondre's actually going to do some donuts for us, I believe. No, I wouldn't call them donuts, but he has to be careful, Alexander Bastos, as we will see the donuts from the Bottle himself. He hasn't bottled, so he's happy. But I believe actually Tim has done the double, won the constructors with Billy, and also won the drivers. But we'll wait and see from the confirmation soon, I believe from Sondre. Sondre has to watch out. This is going to be very close between him and Alexander Bastos, as he loses the position from Alexander Bastos there. But great driving nonetheless from every driver turning up today. It's been a thrilling season to commentate. I didn't commentate round one since I raced there, but amazing season from all the drivers, having 4 contenders battling for the championship. Cameron may have won today, but the man on the top step in my opinion is Tim, who wins the championship, and I think does win the constructors with 20. Yeah, I believe he does win the constructors. However, I could be wrong. We'll have to wait and see for confirmation right now. So we'll actually work on that right now, actually. Right, so Cameron takes first, gets 25 points now. I believe Tim got the fastest lap. Yeah, Tim got the fastest lap, so Tim gets 19 points. Toxic gets 25. And I'll just go down the lineup as Brand gets 4th. The top 3 are Cameron, Tim, Sauber. 4th, 5th and 6th are Bran, Tom and Alexander Bastos. 7th, 8th, 9th and 10th is Sondre, Kevin Harrison to Jonas, and Can unfortunately DNF, but I think those two still get points after I believe they were in the 90% window. As I'm going to go and do the points for you now, so alright, just give me 2 seconds. I'll have to get the calculator out because I cannot be bothered doing it in my head. Oh, unfortunate there for Toro Rosso. They do not claim the Constructors' Championship. It is Ferrari. They have done the double. It is confirmed. 157 points for Tim in the Constructors with Billy. They've done a superb season with Bran and Cameron Young only getting 149 points. So it's very unfortunate there. They closed the gap a little bit, but it's been a great season nonetheless. And well, there's no more GT Sport races at the moment since the season's ended, and there will be no more summer season anymore since now this was the last race. So you'll be joining us very soon, I believe, in a couple of weeks' time, for the actual International Racing League season, where IRL F1 and F2 get underway, and possibly maybe a surprise in the works. But you have to wait and see. But anyway, goodbye for now, and see you guys next time.